Are these the Pittsburgh Steelers? Like, are are these the actual Pittsburgh Steelers? Welcome, guys, to the Gyro channel. Welcome back if you've been, to this channel before. I'm obviously Gyro. What the heck is going on with the Steelers, man? I have never. Everyone who's watching this video has never seen this team do what they're doing right now. I mean, this is like unprecedented. This is crazy. This is not your Pappy Steelers. These are not your old traditional. We're gonna draft these players. We're gonna hold on to them for as long as we can. If they're busts, then we'll play out their 4 years and we'll let them go after all this stuff. We won't sign any free agents. All of that, I want you to crumble it up, throw it out the window, right? Omar Khan has issued in a brand new Pittsburgh Steeler look, right? I mean, this is just insane. I'm recording this video on the day of the Justin Fields trade, all right? That one, oh my God, I'm excited. I cannot tell you how truly, like, this is huge. How truly excited I am for this team. But I'm making this video today to try to respond to some people that are some skeptics of the Steelers team. I'm going to tell you why I think this team, if they just add one or two more pieces, could be looking for Lombardi #7. So one of the biggest criticisms I've heard from multiple national, I guess, people, analysts, is that all of the Steelers, this Russell Wilson move, this Justin Fields move, it won't make them contenders in their own division. And to me, that's probably the most blasphemous thing I think has been thrown out there by the national media about the Steelers. I just truly just do not agree with that take at all. Right, saying not contenders in their own division. Let's just talk about last year, right? We can talk about last year. The Steelers did not finish last in the division, obviously. And guess who their starting quarterback was, right? Or three starting quarterbacks were Kenny Pickett, not on the team. Mitchell Trubisky, not on the team. Mason Rudolph, I'm going to give him credit because he deserves some praise. He was great, but he's obviously not on the team, right? You know how many touchdowns they threw combined? I don't want to read it. It's just disgusting. It's really, really, really disgusting. So they did all that, right? We can talk about their quarterback play. We can also talk about Matt Canada. Matt Canada was the Pittsburgh Steelers offensive coordinator. Are you kidding me? That was last year for almost, probably, I think, over half the year. It was definitely, I think it was over half of the year. Matt Canada was coaching the Steelers offense. Guess what Matt Canada is doing now? I don't even know, to be honest with you. But I can tell you right now, he's not a part of an NFL roster or coaching staff, and he's not a part of a college coaching staff. And this guy was responsible for the Pittsburgh Steelers offense for 2.5 years, over 2.5 years. They had all of that going on, right? They had injuries on defense. Cam Hayward was missing time. I think Minka was missing time. All of this stuff was going on. Guess what happened? They finished third in the division. They made the playoffs. They made the playoffs. With all of the garbage going on last year, they somehow still were able to make the postseason, right? Let's just have that sink in, right? None of their starting quarterbacks last year are going to be starting this year. And their coordinator is not even going to be coaching on an NFL team next year. And then we're talking about they can't compete in their own division. let's just talk about the record in the division then, right? 5-1, 5-1. That is obviously there is some context there. No Joe Burrow. Um, Lamar was out for the last game. Okay, whoop de doo. Um, they lost to Cleveland. That was Matt Canada's last game, by the way. Um, all this stuff, they can make excuses. But if we look back on the past 5 years, can we just stop this whole thing where it's like, oh, the Ravens they're gonna go in and they're gonna win in Pittsburgh, in Baltimore. It's gonna be easy. Can we just stop that, please? Can we stop that narrative? Like, like seriously. Obviously, I said past 5 years. We'll just look at the past. Um, I think it was about 4 years. Ever since COVID, right? Ever since COVID-19, the pandemic started. The Ravens are 1-7 against the Steelers. 1-7. Like, come on, guys. 1-7, and we're just putting the Ravens on this pedestal where when they've lost a lot of players, they've added Derrick Henry, and that's like about it. And we're gonna put them on this really high pedestal. Like, can we calm down, please? Can we have some like serious like discourse here? Like, I just said like a lot. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry, but yo, like it's baffling to me that they just put the Steelers to the side when talking about this stuff. Like, the Steelers haven't had their number the past so many years with a worse quarterback play, right? We can talk about Russell Wilson and even Justin Fields. We can talk about both of their stats compared to the stats of the Steelers quarterbacks. And it's not even close. It is not even a debate. I mean, I think it's just pretty clear like Justin Fields and Russell Wilson are better than Kenny Pickett and Mitchell Trubisky and even Mason Rudolph. I mean, it's kind of just absurd that people just want to throw that stat aside, right? Like, throw that entire thing aside, talking about Lamar's MVPs and Joe Burrow's winning in the postseason, but then ignore the fact that they have struggled against Pittsburgh. Like, they just want to completely ignore that part and then ignore the fact that Pittsburgh got better, like substantially better. They went from Matt Canada, who I keep saying is not coaching anymore in the league, even in college. He's to this point nobody's hired him. They went from that to Arthur Smith, who was a former head coach, who was a former offensive coordinator. That's probably the biggest move that the Steelers could have made. And no one talks about that. Instead, they keep talking about Baltimore and they keep bringing up Cincinnati. And it's really ridiculous to me, and it's annoying. And I keep bringing that stuff up about how this team has beaten those other teams, and that it should matter. It really, really should, because they keep saying the same stuff every year, and every year they are wrong. Okay, so if you're a Steeler fan, you hear all this stuff and you get all discouraged and stuff. Let me just tell you right now, don't be discouraged, because seriously, these guys, I don't know how they can just go on their platforms and just be ill informed. Like, they're just straight up ill informed. They are talking about things that, I mean, you can have your opinion, I guess, about better team, but just completely overlooking the Steelers, even though they've kind of like held their own in their division with some pretty bad play on offense, like literally historically bad play on offense with the 30, remember the 30 game streak of less than 400 yards or something. I think it was 30. I don't know. It might have been more or less around that number. of just literally not hitting 400 yards on offense when every other team in the league has done it, and they were still competitive in the division that year. I think that speaks volumes to just what this team was before having a quarterback. Literally, like before having an offense, I should say, in general. So we get all that, and I hope you guys see it. I hope we can put that discourse to bed. I hope that Russell Wilson balls out, and I hope we sweep every single team in the AFC North. I hope we win that division by like 3 games, and everyone can shut up about, oh, the Steelers are not going to compete in their own division. Like, I mean, it's just crazy. And then we could talk about the defense too. You guys, I mean, if you watched the Steelers play last year, you know how bad, like how bad the Steelers linebackers were once Holcomb and Quan Alexander were out. Like, it was just not, it wasn't good. I mean, you had what was his name? God, I wish I remember his number 38. You guys know who I'm talking about. He was from the Michael Walker. There you go. You had Michael Walker guarding tight ends and just getting absolutely destroyed. You had, I mean, Mark Robinson was, all right at the end there. You had, I mean, Landon Roberts was really good. So I won't, I'll retract my statement about bad, but holy crap, they could not cover to save their lives. It was pathetic. Um, and then they added this year, they added Patrick Queen. Um, and even in the secondary now, they have Diontae Jackson, who, I mean, obviously he's a little older now, but he just has to be better than Levi Wallace. And Levi Wallace last year, if you can't be better than Levi Wallace last year, then your playing days in the NFL are probably very, very close to ending. So Diontae Jackson hopefully can be all right there. And I think the Steelers, they're not done yet. They just aren't done adding players yet. I mean, they have about 18 mil, I think, right now in cap space. Plus, they can restructure some guys and add more cap space. That way, Cam Hayward still needs to be extended to get that cap hit down. A lot of stuff could go on, and they could add so many more players. Like, I'm just going to throw one out there. Justin Simmons. I mean, that would be absolutely, like, absolutely insane. If you don't think that Justin Simmons puts this team in Super Bowl contention, now I think you're out of your mind. I mean, right now, to me personally, like, I think that this team is a Super Bowl contender at this point. All right. Obviously, they have to take the field and play, and we'll see what they do once they do that. But at this moment in time, I think this team seriously could compete for a Super Bowl. And we'll see if they do that. But if they add guys like Justin Simmons and, I mean, Tyler Boyd is all right. If they draft, I mean, there's some good guys, good receivers in this draft, man. I mean, A.D. Mitchell. You got Thompson from LSU. Either of those guys, either of those guys are on this team, and holy crap, this offense could be scary good. Um, but yeah, if you're writing off the Steelers, if you're nervous about Russell Wilson, just think back to the last few years and realize what this team was able to do the last few years with really just bottom of the barrel offensive play. And if they can add some guys on defense that are fast and can play football at a high level consistently, like, just Steeler Nation, be thankful. All right, be ready, be excited, be thankful that we have Omar Khan as the GM. Be thankful that Mike Tomlin is just Mike Tomlin. Be thankful for all this stuff, and don't be worried. All right, just don't be worried. I just wanted to make this video, come in here and say it. Be excited, Steeler fans. Be really excited, and we'll see if the con artist keeps making moves and keeps trying to improve this team, and we'll see you guys in later in the off season, and we'll see these guys playing in Latrobe in the summertime. So, with that being said, take care, everyone. See you later.